Sir Carl, pinopromote na kita as panelist. Hello, Sir Carl. Good evening.
Wait lang. Hello, Doc. Good evening po.
Ayan. Pinapalagin ko lang yung mga bata. Kasi
Hi, Sir Mon. Good evening po.
yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Chine-check ko lang if gumagana.
Okay yung audio.
Yes po. So, paano po i-share yung screen ko?
Teka lang, i-ano kita, i-host kita. Ililipat ko sa iyo ang pagka-host para ano. Ayan. Ayun, ikaw na yung host. Pwede ka na mag-share. Ayan, malaki na siya. Hintayin lang natin yung iba kasi nagla-login pa lang sila.
So, yung kasama po dito, sir, is yung Jane, ano to ba ba? Laptop, ano? So, yung mga students po natin, Sir Mon, kasama po yung nasa Quezon. Tama po?
Yes, Quezon City, Tacloban, and Palawan. Tapos meron tayong 10 students from Tarlac. Pero hindi, obviously hindi pa sila nakapag-login kasi 7 pa lang yung audience natin. Ayan, logging in na sila. Siguro tonight we're expecting around mga 50, ganun, mga 50 na students na maglalagin.
Ilan pa yung nandito po sa Tacloban? Yung natira?
Yung mga nasa Tacloban, hindi ko pa kasi sure kasi kino-continue ng mga hindi nakapag-file pa, 'di ba? Kino-continue pa nila yung ano nila, yung lecture nila. So, nagpapalist na ako pero so far doon sa GC na dalawa, parang ang nakaano lang yata, ang nakapag-file lang yata na magte-take ay nasa ano lang, sir? Parang nasa 40 lang yata, wala pa.
Konti lang talaga, no?
Oo. Sobrang konti lang. Sa QC naman, okay sila, nakapag-files, halos silang lahat. May parang dalawa lang na for next season. Pero ang students natin sa QC ay 18 lang.
Hopefully may habol nila until last na I think until last day of the month, no, October, allowed silang humabol with the
Oo, pero ewan ko lang kung pwede yun. I mean, yung CAV ba, kasi ang alam ko kasi sa response doon sa regional ano is, yung CAV yung hahabulin. Parang dapat pa rin nakapag-file ka na, pero initial documents, gano'n.
kahit late yung iba kasi late na nag-release din eh. I think
Kasi sa QC, may case kami na mali yung mga spelling ng documents niya. So ang ginawa sa kanya is binigyan siya ng consideration ng PRC until 9 pinapasa siya ng mga correct spelling kasi kukuha siya ulit, 'di ba? Spacing lang naman ng pangalan actually.
yun
Naman,
yung hindrance sa kanya. Kawawa naman.
oo. De La Cruz. So yung De La Cruz niya is De La one word tapos Cruz. Tapos yun ang nabigay sa kanya is De space La space Cruz.
Stress yung bata. Ako spacing lang
Oo.
nagpapahirap sa
Lahat inulit niya, pati RTC, NBI, lahat na. Pero at least binigyan siya ng consideration ni PRC. Katapos niya lang kanina, ma-file yung mga correct documents.
So far marami tayong consistent na bata sa mga scores nila, no?
Yeah, oo. Meron tayong mga kumbaga consistent honor student.
Sino today nag-lecture, sir? Dito sa Tacloban.
Ano, sir?
Sino yung nag-lecture ngayong gabi?
Kaninang umaga, si Dr. Astilla yung nag-lecture.
Okay.
Kahapon si Sir Lamoste.
So far, madami pa din naman ma-attend sa kanila sa lectures nila.
Oo. At saka last, na yata yun, parang last lecture na yata yung kay Dr. Astilla.
Before the final coaching.
Oo, magmamakboard na sila. Malapit na. Ayan, Sir Carl.
Sermon.
Mga in 5 minutes siguro.
Okay po. I think around 7:10 start po tayo.
Ayan, pwede na 7:10. Correct. Sa QC kasi nakapag-mockboard na sila.
Nakita ko sa post ng WJRC, parang nauuna sila sa Macboard. So ngayon dito sa Tacloban, magma-Macboard pala sila starting tomorrow. Tomorrow po ba?
Aha.
Ilang araw na lang din, a month. October, November, more or less 2 months to go.
Oo, nag-mockboard na sila sa QC, tapos yung mockboard natin is TOS based talaga siya. So, kung anong sinabi ni POS yun talaga. Kaya lang ni-level up namin ng konti para may leeway tayo. So, medyo hinirapan natin siya talaga.
Opo, kahit anong unexpected, I think will be expected na sa dami ng questions na binigay natin.
Oo. Basta nakinig sila. Pag hindi nakinig, yun lang.
Nag 25 na tayo. Okay, I think we can start the pa, no? Parang hahabol na
Sige,
lang
Sir
ata yung
Carl,
iba.
laban na.
Okay, so good evening po. So the subject topic itself is about juvenile delinquency and juvenile justice system, which is based sa bagong table of specification natin for December CLE, will compose 3% for the criminology subjects. So let's start with the question number 1. So it refers to a person of tender year, a minor, a youth, or those who are not emancipated by law. So this is a basic question. So, but however, the choices are just almost the same. Okay, so we have the word child, children, juvenile, and youth. Now again, the subject matter, it talks about juvenile kasi nga generic term. When we say juvenile, pangkalahatan. So lahat daw ng tao na kinukonsider natin na minor or youth, again, when we say minor, they are considered those persons who are below 18. Now, when we say not emancipated, ibig sabihin, hindi pa sila free from parental authority. So, they are still considered as juveniles. Now, the next definition is an anti-social act or behavior of a minor. Hinighlight ko na po yung minor kasi nga it refers to the word juvenile delinquency. When we say delinquency, ito po yung behavior ng isang tao na hindi sumusunod to what is required by society. So it deviates from the normal pattern of rules and regulations, custom and culture which society does not accept and which therefore justify some kind of punishment or corrective measures. That is why sinasabi natin that juvenile delinquency and juvenile justice system kasi nga iba ang justice system na ina-apply natin para sa mga bata with that of an adult. Kasi nga, 'di ba, if that is in connection with adults, we follow the 5 pillars: the law enforcement, prosecution, courts, correctional institutions, and lastly is the community. But in juvenile justice system, it is a different process as the law requires na kailangan natin tingnan yung age nila. Again, when we say antisocial behavior, these are acts or behaviors which do not construe which what is required by society. Now, it refers to a system dealing with children at risk. So alam na natin, you memorize po. For purposes of board examination, you memorize the definition of a child at risk. Okay, kasi tinanong na po yan sa board exam last 2018 regarding sa enumeration ng classification natin ng child at risk and children in conflict with the law, which provides that child appropriate proceedings, including programs and services for prevention, diversion, rehabilitation, reintegration, and aftercare to ensure their normal growth and development. So the choices are initial contact with the child, juvenile justice and welfare system, criminal justice system, restorative and juvenile justice system. So hindi po siya initial contact with the child kasi pag sinabi nating initial contact with the child, it refers to the process wherein a child is considered as CICL, a child who is alleged, accused, adjudged to have committed an offense against Philippine laws. Pag nakagawa yung bata ng isang crime, kino-consider natin siya bilang CICL. And the process is known as initial contact with the child. Now, juvenile justice system and welfare system is the correct answer. Kasi nga, take note, ito daw yung sistema wherein yung mga child at risk or children at risk. When we say children at risk, they are vulnerable for committing crimes. In other words, ang mga bata na may tendency na maging CICL, ang tawag natin sa kanila are children at risk or child at risk as provided under Republic Act 9344 and as amended by Republic Act 10630. This refers to a person below 18 years of age or those over but unable to fully take care of themselves from abuse, neglect, cruelty, exploitation, or discrimination because of physical or mental disability or conditions. Now, tanggalin natin yung ibang choices. So, pag sinabi natin wards, automatic, it refers to those children without parents
Wait lang guys ha, na ano lang, disconnect lang si Sir R. Sir Carl, promoting to panelist po. Ayun. And then,
Sorry po, sorry.
host.
Sorry.
Okay lang po. Ayan, sir, host ka na.
Okay, wait. Nakikita na po?
Yes, sir, nakikita na po.
Okay, so ulitin na lang po natin. Sorry. Okay, so let's go back with the first question again. So it refers to a person of tender year, a minor, a youth, or those who are not emancipated by law. So magkaiba-iba po ng definition as provided by law yung terminologies na nakikita po natin sa choices. Now, pag sinabi po nating child, automatic papasok po dapat sa isip natin is yung binigay ng Republic Act 9344, otherwise known as the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of the Philippines. Sabi po ng Republic Act 9344, ang isang child daw ay it refers to a person under 18 years of age. So pag 18, below 18 under Republic Act 9344, they are considered as a child. Pag sinabi po nating children, under Republic Act 7610, it refers to a person below 18 years of age or over, but cannot fully take care of themselves from exploitation, discrimination, neglect, because of some physical or mental disability or condition. So, ang pinagkaiba po, sa child automatic, ang tinitingnan po natin is the age. While pag sinabi po nating children, under Republic Act 7610, it refers to a person with either physical or mental condition. Kaya hindi nila kayang ipaglaban, maalagaan ang mga sarili nila. So, they are considered as children. So it encompasses those children with special needs. So they, even though they are already 30 plus, but their mental thinking is that of 7 to 12, under the law, they are considered as children. Now take note in the definition, there is what we call not emancipated by law. Ibig sabihin, kasama po sa saklaw ng definition ay yung mga tao o yung mga bata na umaasa pa sa authority ng parents nila, both on their personal and property. So that is why minors themselves cannot enter into contracts. So pag sinabi nating not emancipated by law, they still follow the authority given to them by their parents. Kung ano po yung sinasabi ng mga magulang, umaasa pa rin tayo sa kanila. So yun po yung ibig sabihin ng not emancipated by law. So dito po, sa unang tanong, it is a generic term, pangkalahatan. So ang child and children, they are considered as juveniles. So for this question, the correct answer is juvenile. Again, pag sinabi nating child, ang pumapasok dapat po sa utak natin is yung edad. A person under 18. Pag sinabi po nating children, pasok po agad sa ating utak, ito ay Republic Act 7610. Ito yung mga bata na hindi nila kayang alagaan yung mga sarili nila by reason of mental or physical condition. So, next question. It is an anti-social act or behavior of a minor which deviates from the normal pattern of rules and regulations, custom and culture which society does not accept, and which there justifies some kind of punishment or corrective measures. So the choices are status offense, juvenile delinquency, child abuse, minor crimes. Basically, wala naman po sa legal term natin ang minor crimes. So subject for elimination, tanggalin na natin ang choice letter D. Now, meron na tayong tatlo. Now, when we say child abuse, it refers to any form of abuse which could be either in physical, spiritual, economic. So, ang tanong po natin dito, ang hinahanap natin ay antisocial act or behavior. Ibig sabihin, yung mga behavior daw ng isang bata na hindi nakapattern to what is mandated by norms or by law. Is it status offense or is it juvenile delinquency? Now, the answer is juvenile delinquency. Kasi pag sinabi nating status offense under Republic Act 9344, ito po yung mga offenses which discriminate only to minors or children na pag ginawa ng mga bata requires some corrective measures. But in this one, ang tinatanong po natin is behavior. So ang tamang sagot po is juvenile delinquency. Pag tinanggal natin yung word na minor, ang sagot lang is delinquency. This one is specific dahil it applies only to minors. When we say minors, sila po yung may mga age below 18 years old. Next question. It refers to a system dealing with children at risk and children in conflict with the law or CICL. Alam naman po natin ang tatlong A sa definition ng child or children in conflict with the law or CICL. It refers to a person who is alleged, accused, or adjudged to have committed an offense under the Philippine laws. Ibig sabihin, pag ang isang bata ay nakagawa ng isang crime, offense, or felony, ang tawag natin sa kanya is CICL. However, pag sinabi nating children at risk, ito po yung mga bata who are at risk or vulnerable to become CICL. In other words, there are circumstances or nasa mga situations sila wherein ito yung magtutulak sa kanila para gumawa ng crime. Therefore, mako-consider natin sila na CICL. So, just to make it simple, before maging CICL ang isang bata, he is considered as a child at risk. Kasi nga, vulnerable siya or at risk. However, once gumawa na siya ng crime, ang tawag natin is CICL. Now, ang tanong po, it refers to a system which deals with CICL or child at risk. Is it juvenile justice and welfare system? Is it initial contact with the child? Is it criminal justice system? Restorative and juvenile justice system? Diba? Pag sinabi natin criminal justice system, it refers to the machinery of the state which requires for the prevention and solution of crimes. So the criminal justice system is composed of 5 pillars: the law enforcement, prosecution, courts, correctional institutions, and community. Is it initial contact with the child? Hindi. Kasi nga, di ba, when we say initial contact with the child, it refers to the process, the moment the law enforcement authority is in touch with a minor. Pag sinabi natin initial contact with the child, it requires the process wherein the law enforcement authorities must introduce themselves, must make an arrest, inform the child regarding the reasons for his or her apprehension, determine the child's age, that is initial contact with the child. Yan po ba yung hinahanap natin sa tanong? Hindi. Diba? Kasi ang tinahanap natin yung sistema daw wherein it applies to the CICL or child at risk, and then mag-undergo sila ng mga programa for such prevention such as diversion, rehabilitation, and ibalik sila sa community by means of reintegration, and para ma-secure na magbabago talaga sila, nagkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag na aftercare services. So the correct answer for question number 3 is juvenile justice and welfare system. Ano po ba yung restorative justice system? Pag sinabi po nating restorative justice system, it refers to a system wherein it requires the maximum involvement by the victim, by the offender, and by the community. Yan yung para po nasa community natin ang nagkakaroon ng mga mediation. That is a form of restorative justice. So dito po, do not forget, it is very specific na para sa mga CICL or children at risk. So the correct answer is juvenile justice and welfare system. Yes po, questions? May tanong po? Okay, let's proceed. Now, this refers to a person below 18 years of age or those but are unable to fully take care of themselves from abuse, neglect, cruelty, exploitation, or discrimination because of physical or mental disability or conditions. Binigay ko na po kanina, ang tamang sagot po ay children. Hindi po child. Kasi pag sinabi nating child, it refers to a person 18 years of age as provided by Republic Act 9344. Pag sinabi po nating wards, this refers to children who are without parents, but the court provides a guardian who are considered as guardian ad litem to take care sa lahat ng mga legitimate or properties ng isang bata. So, yung mga nag-aalaga po sa mga bata na wala ng parents over their properties, they are considered as guardian ad litem. So, ang inaalagaan po ng mga guardian ad litem, ang tawag po natin ay wards. So, dito po, take note, it includes those who are below 18 years of age or over. Pwedeng mas matanda or mas lampas pa ng 18 yung edad nila, pero hindi nila kayang alagaan yung sarili nila. So, they are considered as children. Okay, di ba? Mga children with special needs. Next. This act lowered the age of majority from 21 to 18, amending for such purpose Executive Order number 209. So, meron tayong apat na choices. Is it letter D, Republic Act 7610? The answer is no. So, hindi po Republic Act 7610 kasi ang Republic Act 7610 is the special protection against child abuse, exploitation, and discrimination. Is it Republic Act 9344? The answer is no. Kasi nga, ang Republic Act 9344 is an act establishing the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council of the Philippines. So, next is Republic Act 10630. Is it the correct answer? The answer is no. Kasi nga, pag sinabi natin Republic Act 10630, it amended certain provisions of Republic Act 9344. It strengthened, it amended, pinagtibay ng RA 10630 ang Republic Act 9344. So again, anong batas ang nagpababa ng age of majority from 21 to 18? It is Republic Act 6809. So pinalitan ng Republic Act 6809 ang Executive Order 209. So instead of 21 being the legal age or the age of majority, we consider now 18 as the age of majority. Na pag tinanong sa examination, what is the age of full criminal responsibility? The answer po is 18 to 70. 70. Diba? Age of full criminal responsibility. In other words, pag 70 years old yung tao, 18 to 70, there is no other circumstances that may affect his or her liability. Walang justifying, walang exempting kasi nga the age of full criminal responsibility is 18 to 70. Pag over 70 years of age na yung isang tao, it now becomes a mitigating circumstance. Ibig sabihin, pinapababa po natin ang penalty. So, under the Philippine laws, the age of majority is 18. Letter C. Okay? 18 po. So, pag sinabi natin age of majority, it is also known as the age of the legal age. So, yung tao po, pwede nang mag-enter validly into any forms of contracts. So, pwede nang mangutang yung isang tao, pwede nang bumili ng sasakyan kasi nga they are already of legal age. Pwede na din pong mag-asawa as long as you are already 18 years of age, provided that the other requirements of marriage will also be taken into consideration. Ano po ba yung mga requirements ng marriage? One example is that they are both of legal capacity wherein the parties must be a male and a female. Kasi nga 'di ba, sabi ng batas, marriage is a special contract between a man and a woman. Dapat daw lalaki at babae ang mag-aasawa lang. So that is provided by law. So the age of majority again under Republic Act 6809 is 18. So when a person is below 18, they are considered as minors, or the legal term as provided by Republic Act 9344 is a child. Now, let's go to the types of delinquent youth. So Peter is a consistent honor student on his school and a law-abiding citizen of their community. So mabait daw na bata si Peter. One day, while he was with his friends at the local mall, his friends pickpocketed some items and urged him to do the same. Under what category of delinquent youth is Peter considered? Diba sabi natin, si Peter daw ay isang mabait na bata. Pero isang araw, kasama niya yung mga kaibigan niya, pumunta sila ng mall, then yung mga kaibigan niya nag-pickpocket daw. Nagbulsa ng mga items sa mall. And then, tinulak nila si Peter na gumawa din the same. So, anong klase daw ng delinquent youth si Peter? So basically, meron po tayong social or socialized delinquents, neurotic, okay? Sociopathic, accidental. So wala po tayong asocial form of delinquent. So automatic tanggalin natin si asocial kasi hindi nga siya kasama sa types of delinquent youth. So pag sinabi nating social, ito yung mga, from the term itself, social or socialized. May sila yung mga types of delinquent youth na mahilig makisalamuha. And then out of this socialization, they learn aggressive behaviors. And then recently, and through that behavior, they resent authority. Ibig sabihin, ayaw nila sa mga nagko-command sa kanila, ayaw nila sa mga tao na nagdidisiplina sa kanila. So ang tawag po natin dyan is socialized. Okay, through their socialization or through their association with people in the society, they learn deviant values, natututunan nila yung mga antisocial behavior, and then later on, they become aggressive. And then they resent authority, hindi sila sumusunod sa authorities. Now, under what category of delinquent youth is Peter considered? Is it social? The answer is correct. It is social po. Tama. Diba? Kasi nga, si Peter ay, no, hindi siya social. He is an accidental type of, sorry. Kasi pag sinabi natin accidental, ano yung accidental? It refers to children who just happen to be at the wrong time, at the wrong place, but generally they are a law-abiding citizen. Okay? So, sumusunod naman si Peter sa batas, di ba? He is a law-abiding citizen as provided in the situation. However, nandun lang siya sa mga friends niya. Di ba? Hindi naman binigay sa situation na hindi daw sumusunod si Peter sa authorities. Hindi naman pinakita na nagagalit siya sa parents niya pag nagbibigay sila ng utos or nire-reprimand siya, hindi naman nagagalit. So, hindi siya social. He is an accidental type of delinquent youth. Kasi nga, when we say accidental, they just happen to be at the wrong time, at the wrong place. Okay? So, nandun lang siya sa mga masasama niyang friends, okay, which happened to be at the mall, who pickpocketed and then nagtulak sa kanya para gumawa ng crime. Again, the answer is accidental. Next. Ito. So, Mario is a child who is connected with a delinquent gang. So basically, this is a type of a socialized delinquent youth. So who sees that laws are formulated as a hindrance to his existence. He resents any form of authority. In one instance, when he was reprimanded for misbehaving, he walked to his room, closed the door, and punched it. So what type of delinquent youth daw? Is it accidental? Did he happen to be at the wrong time, at the wrong place, with the wrong people? The answer is no. Is he a neurotic type of a delinquent? Does he not understand the world? Does he not understand his personality? Hindi niya ba maintindihan kung sino siya? Hindi niya ba maintindihan yung purpose ng mundo para sa kanya? So, ang neurotic po, sila yung mga tao that we consider as lost. Okay? So, when we say naman sociopathic, okay? When we say sociopathic type of delinquent, sila naman po yung mga egocentric personality. Or masyado silang selfish, wala silang pakialam sa ibang tao. No compassion for others. So, is he a type of an accidental, neurotic, or a social? The answer is no. Ang tamang sagot po is social. Okay, when we say social, he is just with an association with people in society, and then dun niya natutunan ang deviant values, and they resent authority. Ibig sabihin, ayaw nila sa mga tao na nagre-reprimand sa actions nila, ayaw nila na kino-correct sila, nagagalit sila. Nakikita daw ni Mario na ang batas daw ay ginawa lang dahil ito ay pagpapahirap para sa kanya. Okay, out of these gangs, out of this group, okay, so Mario is considered as a social or socialized delinquent. Now, it explains delinquency as a result of critical factors, such as personality problems to which misbehavior is a response mechanism. Is it by means of sociogenic approach, biogenic approach, psychogenic approach, or none of this? So take note, the different approach towards delinquency, meron lang po tayong tatlo. Okay? So that is A, B, C. Sociogenic, biogenic, psychogenic approach. So biogenic, diba? Law violations, delinquency as a result of some physical defects. Diba, you have learned in your theories of crime causation na may mga factors which could be considered as part of sociogenic, which refers to the social structure or the learning process. When we say social structure, ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito, diba, yung differential opportunity, diba, sociogenic. Diba, na sa isang society daw, may mga tao na nagki-create ng mga groups nila, okay, and then nakikita ng mga mahihirap at na iba yung opportunity na available para sa kanila, and then yung mga rich, nakikita nila na iba din yung opportunity na para sa kanila. So nagkakaroon tayo ng differential opportunity theory. When we say biogenic approach, it refers to biological or physical defects. Diba? Meron tayong tinatawag na somatotyping, wherein it posits na nakadepende daw sa body build ng isang tao, yung kanyang personality or temperament, and then yung crime. It was originated by Ernest Stretchmer and further was developed by William H. Sheldon, and then nag-attach sa Ernest Hutton ng crimes. Now, psychogenic approach refers to personality problems. So it refers to personality or behavior. So ulitin po natin, pag sinabi nating sociogenic from the term socio or social structure, pag sinabi nating biogenic, it refers to biological or some physical defects. And then pag sinabi nating psychogenic, it refers to personality problems. So pag nag-explain daw based sa personality problem, ang sagot natin is psychogenic approach. Now, these cause of behavioral disorder of the youth is a result of factors such as personal problems, ignorance, and curiosity. So, among the choices, we have environmental factor or biological factor, together with precipitating and predisposing factor. So tanggalin po natin yung dalawa, environmental and biological, kasi hindi po sila kasama. Meron lang po tayong precipitating and predisposing factor. Now, pag sinabi po nating predisposing, these are factors that put a child at risk of developing a problem, such as high anticipatory distress or yung tinatawag nating personal problems. So, ignorance and curiosity is considered as part of precipitating factor. Hindi po predisposing. Kasi pag sinabi po nating predisposing, okay? So, pag sinabi po nating predisposing, it includes those that are specific or trigger the onset of current problems. So, biglaan daw. For example, are accidents, traumas. These are part of what we call predisposing factor. Now, it elucidates delinquency as a result of faulty biology or some hereditary defect, Di ba? Ano yung sabi natin kanina from the word biology or some hereditary defect? The answer is biogenic approach. Hindi po psychogenic, di ba? Kasi psychogenic refers to personality problem. Pag sinabi nating sociogenic, the answer is it refers to social structures. Next, the blank is the first and basic institution in our society and is considered as the foundation of our nation. The choices are family, community, barangay, or church. So, the correct answer is the family. As provided under Article 15 of the Constitution, kinoconsider po natin na ang foundation po ng ating bansa, the first and basic institution is the family. Diba, nandyan po sa pamilya ang tatay, the father, the mother, and the child. Wherein out of this, okay, out of this formulation or group, with these individuals, nagkakaroon po tayo ng tinatawag na family. Okay. Okay, so again, the first and basic institution in our society and is considered as the foundation of our nation is considered as the family po. Okay. So that is provided under Article 15 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Now, it refers to those who were born inside a valid marriage. The answer is legitimate. So those children who were born inside a valid marriage is considered as a legitimate child. When we see illegitimate children, okay, when we say illegitimate children, ito po yung mga bata na pinanganak na hindi po kasal ang mga magulang. At pag sinabi po nating legitimated, these are children born out of subsequent marriage. Ibig sabihin po, pag ang illegitimate na anak, pag ang nagdi-determine po kung ano yung legal classification ng bata is kasal. Kung kasal po ba yung nanay, yung tatay. So pagkasal po yung mga magulang tapos pinanganak yung isang bata, they are considered as legitimate children. Pag yung bata po ay pinanganak na hindi po kasal, yung mga magulang, they are considered as illegitimate children. Pag pinanganak po yung isang bata na hindi kasal yung mga magulang, illegitimate. Tapos pag nasundan po ng kasal, 'di ba? Automatic ma-raise yung status from illegitimate magiging legitimated po siya. Ang adopted po, sila po yung mga bata who are considered as strangers. They are nobody, but they are raised to the status of legitimate by reason of a judicial proceeding. In other words, dadaan po tayo sa court. Nakita niyo po yung difference ng apat. Pag sinabi nating legitimate, inside a valid marriage. Pag sinabi po nating illegitimate, born out, hindi kasal, yung mga magulang. It is refers to a child who is born out of wedlock. Pag sinabi po nating legitimated, these are children who are raised to the status, raised. Originally illegitimate, they are raised to the status of legitimate subsequent marriage. In other words, illegitimate po originally, tapos naging legitimate, kaya nga 'di ba legitimated past tense kasi po sumunod yung kasal. Kaya po legitimated. Ang adopted po, stranger. They are nobody. Wala pong blood relationship. Okay, naging legitimate silang anak dahil nagdumaan po ng tinatawag nating judicial proceeding. Dumaan po sa korte. Next, Paul had an illicit relationship with Maria while he was legally married with Casey. Their relationship resulted to the birth of Jose. On a later date, Casey died. Paul and Maria entered into a marital union, another term for marriage. What is the status of Jose? So what, under the legal classification of children, ano daw po ang status ni Jose? Ulitin natin yung tanong. Paul had an illicit relationship. In other words, nagkaroon po ng extramarital affair si Paul kay Maria, pero kasal talaga originally si Paul kay Casey. Ngayon, ang relationship ni Paul at ni Maria, okay, gave birth to a child named Jose. So ngayon, si Casey, yung original wife, the legal wife, okay, namatay. So, ano na daw? So ngayon, si Paul at saka si Maria nag-asawa. Kasi patay na yung original wife. They followed na mag-asawa na sila. Ngayon, ano daw yung status ni Jose? What could be the answer to this one? Okay. So, sabi, it should be legitimated daw. Ngayon, take note po. Para maging legitimated, there is a rule. Sabi daw, pwede lang maging legitimated ang isang bata if there is no legal impediment during or the occasion of the birth of the child. Okay? So, ibig sabihin daw, nung pinanganak ba si Jose, wala bang ginawang crime si Paul at saka si Maria? Wala ba silang ginawang crime? Meron, di ba? Paul entered into an illicit relationship. So, pwede bang maging legitimated na anak si Jose? The answer is no. Kasi nga, the requirement for a akong wifi. Sermon. Hello? Wait lang po. Ayan, balikan po natin. Thank you. So, balikan po natin. So, meron po tayong very complicated situation here, di ba? Paul had an illicit relationship with Maria. Nagkaroon ng third party sa relationship ni Paul at ni Casey na nagkaroon ng isang anak. Ngayon po, diba, sabi natin na dapat walang legal impediment. Ibig sabihin, wala daw pong any form of crime na nagawa during the birth or during the occasion or upon the birth ng bata. So basically, hindi siya magiging legitimated, hindi din siya considered na legitimate or adopted. So forever pong mananatiling illegitimate na anak si Paul kahit nagkaroon ng subsequent marriage. Okay, so the answer po is illegitimate. Again, ulitin ko po ha. So for legitimate children, legitimated, past tense. Para maging legitimated po ang isang bata, the law requires na wala pong legal impediment, wala pong crime na ginawa. So pag ikaw po ay isang anak sa kasalanan, mananatili ka pong anak sa kasalanan. Okay? So that's what we call illegitimate children. Hindi po legitimated. Now, the legitim of illegitimate children is taken from the free portion of the hereditary state, provided that these does not exceed the free portion. The family code of the Philippines provide that the legitim of each legitimate child is blank, that of a legitimate child. So, alam na po natin ang difference between legitimate and illegitimate. Diba? Pag legitimate, sila po yung mga anak. Okay? So, mga legitimate po na anak, sila po yung mga anak na kinasal yung mga magulang before sila pinanganak. Yung mga illegitimate, sila po yung mga anak na hindi kasal yung mga magulang. Now, pag sinabi po nating legitim, ito po yung mga properties which are subject for succession. Kasi ang isang tao po, meron po tayong tatlong S based sa ating karapatan over sa ating mga magulang. Ano po yung tatlong S? Number 1 is support. Okay? Pangalawa po is surname, yung apelido. Pangatlo po is succession. In other words, kung ano po yung mga may iwang ari-arian ng mga magulang natin, yung magmamana po is yung anak. Now, sabi natin, ang isang legitimate na anak, yung kukunin niya is kalahati, 1/2. So for example, yung ama mo ay may iniwan na 1 million. The 500,000 under the rule of succession shall proceed to the legitimate child. Kasi nga 'di ba, kalahati. Kalahati po ng 1 million is 500,000. So yung 500,000 mapupunta po sa legitimate na anak. Ngayon, merong isang illegitimate na anak. Ilan po yung makukuha niya? 500,000 din po ba? Kasi ang tinatanong natin dito, di ba? The family code of the Philippines provides that the legitim of each illegitimate child is blank dot of a legitimate child. Ilan daw? The same? Kalahati? The same din po ba? Or is it 1/4? Or is it none? So the correct answer po is 1/2 ng legitim ng isang legitimate na anak. Okay? So sabihin natin na meron pong isang ama. Nag-iwan siya ng 1 million. Okay? So out of 1 million na yan, meron siyang 4 na anak. So ilan yung makukuha nila? Dahil legitimate silang anak, 500,000. Yung 500,000 na yan, paghahati-hatian niya ng 4 na legal na anak. So magkano yung makukuha nila? More or less 125,000 pesos. 'Di ba? Kasi nga ang makukuha ng legitimate na anak is kalahati ng property na iniwan ng kanyang mga magulang. So yung 1 million hatiin natin into 2 divided by 2, 500,000. That 500,000 hahatiin kung ilan ang mga legitimate na anak. Ilan yung legitimate? 4. 500,000 divided by 4, the answer is 125,000. Ngayon, merong isang illegitimate na anak. Ilan daw ang makukuha? 1/2 of the legitimate of one legitimate child. Ibig sabihin, kalahati daw ng makukuha ng isang legal na anak. So, kalahati ng 125,000, ilan po yan? So, that's around 62,500 lang. Diba? Naintindihan po ba? So, ulitin po natin ha. Pag sinabi po nating legitimate, ito po yung mga ari-arian na subject to succession. Kasi nga, ang karapatan ng isang anak ay tatlo. Support, surname, succession. Now, in that principle, sabihin natin sa succession, ang makukuha po ng mga legitimate na anak is kalahati. So kung merong dalawa, sabihin natin 1 million ang iniwan. So merong dalawang legitimate na anak, hatiin natin into 2. 500,000 pa rin. Divided by 2. So bawat isang legitimate na anak ay merong 250,000. So magkano yung makukuha ng isang legitimate na anak? So yung 250,000 na makukuha ng isang legitimate na anak, kalahati. So 125,000 yung mapupunta sa illegitimate na anak. So meron always pong pwedeng makuha ang isang illegitimate na anak. Kalahati ng nakuha ng isang legal na anak. Naintindihan po ba? So that is what we call part of succession. So kung tatanungin po kung ilan ang makukuha, yun po 1/2 of the legitimate of a legitimate child. So paghahati-hatian po nila ang property na yun. Now, illegitimate children may use the surname of their father if their filiation has been expressly recognized by the father through the record of birth appearing in the civil register, or when an admission in a public document or a private handwritten instrument is made by the father as provided under the blank okay, which amended Article 176 of the Family Code. Ano daw po ba yung batas na nag-allow na gamitin ng isang illegitimate na anak ang apelyido ng kanyang ama? Diba that is it Republic Act 9344? Automatic, tanggalin natin ang Republic Act 9344 kasi nga, ang 9344, ito yung batas na nag-establish ng JJWC or Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council. Ito po ba yung 8043 or 8552? Hindi po. Kasi ang 8043 at 8552, ito po yung batas in connection with adoption. Is it Republic Act 9255? The answer is okay, Republic Act 9255. Ito po yung batas na nag-allow na gamitin ng mga illegitimate na anak yung pangalan ng kanilang ama. Apelyido, sorry, the surname. However, it requires na dapat yung pangalan ng ama ay nag-a-appear sa birth certificate or sa isang public document or isang private handwritten instrument na kinikilala yung bata bilang kanyang isang anak. Okay? So that is the requirement. So for example, you are an illegitimate child, pwede mong gamitin ang apelyidong ng iyong ama as long as nandun pasok sa tatlo. Una, nakalagay sa birth certificate yung pangalan ng iyong ama. Pangalawa, there is an admission in a public document. And pangatlo, there is a private handwritten instrument which is signed by the father na nire-recognize ka bilang anak. Next. So under the family code, in case of separation, naghiwalay daw yung mga magulang. The parental authority shall exercise by the parent designated by the court. However, if the child is blank of age, the court cannot separate the child from the mother except from compelling reasons. So naghiwalay daw yung mag-ama, yung tatay at nanay. So basically, under the law, hindi pwedeng ihiwalay ang isang bata sa kanyang edad if what is the age? The answer is letter C, under 7. So under 7 na, ano yung under 7? That is 6 years old. Diba? Kasi pag sinabi nating 7 and under, we start counting at the number 7. Pero pag sinabi nating under 7, we start counting at the next lower number. So the answer is under 7. So ibig sabihin, pag 7 years old na ang isang bata, meron na siyang karapatan pumili kung kanino siya sasama in case na maghiwalay ang kanyang mga magulang. Sasama ba siya sa kanyang father or mother? It can only happen when the child is 7 years old. Pag under 7, automatic as provided by law, under general rule, dapat ang bata sasama sa kanyang ina. Unless otherwise, there is a compelling reason. For example, hindi kayang alagaan, walang capacity financially and emotionally yung nanay. So kahit under 7 yung bata, pwede yung kunin ng father or any form of relatives. Next, Presidential Decree number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code, was approved on December 10, 1974. Okay? So naaprubahan po yung PD 603 on December 10, 1974. Tanong, it took effect on blank. Sabi ng batas, PD 603 should take effect after 6 months. So magbibilang tayo ng 6 months. January, February, March, April, May, June. So ang tamang sagot po for this question, ang tamang sagot is letter B. It took effect on June 10, 1975. Bakit? Ang sabi ng PD 603, Presidential Decree number 603 shall take effect after 6 months. So magbilang po tayo. It was approved on December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So 6 months po. Okay. So, special categories of children. Diba? Special categories of children, dependent, abandoned, neglected. Pag sinabi nating dependent, yung keyword nyo doon is dependent upon public for support. So, pag sinabi nating neglected, these are children whose basic needs, including physical and emotional neglect. Diba? Pag sinabi nating abandoned child, ano daw po ba siya? An abandoned child is one who has no proper parental care or guardianship or whose parents or guardians have deserted. Ibig sabihin, iniwan daw po sila for a period of at least blank continuous months. The correct answer is 6 continuous months. So again, so an abandoned child is one who has no proper parental care for at least 6 continuous months. 6 na buwan na magkasunod-sunod. So may question po? Yes po. Currently, yes, it has been amended by under the Republic Act in connection with adoption. Diba? Under Republic Act 11642. So, yes, tama po na that is in connection with abandoned child, inamend na po. So, ang susundin na po natin is the 3-month rule. Okay? So, but general rule nung under PD 603, nung hindi pa pinapalitan. So, nung hindi pa pinapalitan yung batas under the old law. Okay? So, under the old law, okay, 6 continuous months. Pero dahil nga meron na tayong Republic Act 11642, okay, an abandoned child now is considered as a child who is deserted, who have been deserted for a period of at least 3 continuous months. 6 na buwan na magkasunod-sunod. So again po so under Republic Act 11. So kahit wala pong nakalagay na batas, we should be more updated with the law. Diba? We should be appraised with the law kasi sure ako si examiner talaga we will give you more updated law. I-check kung nagbabasa po talaga kayo. So but basically again, the question is let's follow the new ruling of the Supreme Court. So that is already the 3 continuous months. Now, all except one is considered as a neglected child. So when the child is malnourished, ano po ba yung neglected child? Again, wala silang physical and emotional. So, pinabayaan sila ng kanilang basic needs. When the child is malnourished, ill-clad, and without proper shelter, okay, considered siya neglected child. When left by himself without provisions for his needs and or without proper supervision. When left by himself, pinabayaan daw yung bata. Letter D, when children are maltreated, raped, or seduced, when children are exploited, overworked, or made to work under conditions not conducive to good health, or are made to beg in the streets or public places, or when children are in moral danger, or exposed to gambling, prostitution, and other vices. So these are A, B, and C are considered as situations wherein a child is considered as a neglected child. So ang tamang sagot po is letter C. All except, so lahat po dyan except letter C are considered as neglected child. So when the child's opinion is considered in decision making, in particular that involves his or her welfare. Pag tinanong daw po ba sa bata, 'di ba? Pag tinanong po natin sa bata kung kailangan po ba niya, ano yung mga kailangan niya, therefore he is not considered as a neglected child. So the members of the blank are severely, profoundly retarded. Hence, they are the least capable group. This includes those with IQs 0 to 25. Diba ito yung mga special classification of child? Tinanong na po ito sa board exam. Diba meron tayong custodial group, trainable group, the educable group, the borderline, or the low normal group. So, ang pinakamababa po, sila po yung may IQ na 0 to 25. The correct answer is custodial group. Pag 25 to 50, ang tawag po natin dyan is trainable. So, pag sinabi naman po natin na yung IQ nila is 50 to 75, educable group. Pag sinabi naman po natin borderline or low normal group, sila naman po yung may IQ na 75 to 89. So again, if the question is provided as such that the members of the blank are severely or profoundly retarded, tingnan natin yung IQ level. Is it 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, or 75 to 89? So the correct answer is, again, it is considered as a custodial group. Kasi nga, ang custodial group, the IQ is 0 to 25. Okay, pag trainable, 25 to 50. Pag educable, 50 to 75. Pag borderline group, this is those whose IQ are 75 to 89. No, ito. So, yung educable daw, ano yung IQ? Diba, tinanong na natin kanina, the IQ of the educable group is that? Ilan daw? Diba, pag educable, that is around 50 to 75. Okay? Kasi nga, pag 1 to 25, custodial group. Pag trainable, that is 25 to 50. Pag 50 to 75, educable. Pag 75 to 89, that is borderline or low normal group. Next, Christine lives together with his father and mother only. What kind of family does Christine belongs to? So, tinatanong natin yung classification ng family, diba? Basically, we have what we call the conjugal family. If the conjugal family, ito daw yung family consists of the husband and wife. Pag sinabi nating extended, ito po yung family na nandun yung other relatives, including the ascendants, di ba? Yung mga lolo-lola natin. Descendants, yung mga apo, pamangkin, they are considered as an extended family. Pag sinabi nating nuclear, ito po yung mga families na kasama dito yung father, mother, and children or child. So the correct answer is nuclear family. Hindi po conjugal kasi pag conjugal, between husband and wife. Pag extended, kasama ang other relatives, ascendants or descendants. To. So, tinanong din dito sa board exam. So, the assumption by the state of the role of guardian over children whose parents are deemed incapable or unworthy. Loco parentis, patria potestas, guardian ad litem, parents patriae. So, para po mabilis nating maalala, state refers to S, 'di ba? So ang tamang sagot po is parents patriae. Ba? State daw, ibig sabihin daw yung gobyerno meron as representative by the state, by the instrument or the agency by which the will of the people is formulated. Okay? So the parents patriae is the principle na yung gobyerno daw natin, sila yung mag-aalaga sa mga bata na pinapabayaan. Pag sinabi naman po nating patria potestas, ito po yung mga nasa mga magulang. The parental authority, which belongs to the parents. And then pag sinabi nating loco parentis, ito po yung tinatawag nating substitute or special. Pag sinabi nating special parental authority, ito po yung authority na vested sa mga teachers. Na pag sinabi nating substitute, in case na mamatay po yung mga magulang, sino daw po yung papalit? Siyempre, yung grandparents, brothers and sisters of legal age. So, yun po yung tinatawag nating loco parentis. Again, pag patria potestas, parents. Pag loco parentis, special or substitute parental authority. And parents patriae, ito po yung tinatawag nating authority which is vested to the state. So ito. So the sum total of the rights which the law grants the parents over the person and property of their children while they are minors and unemancipated to facilitate compliance with their duties of support and education which are incumbent upon them. So alam niyo na yung sagot. Again, the answer is patria potestas kasi parents na. So ito daw yung karapatan ng mga magulang na pangalagaan yung bata at yung mga ari-arian ng bata, ang tawag po natin dyan is patria potestas. Okay? Hindi po parents patriae kasi nga ang parents may S, 'di ba? Pag S, automatic state. Pag loco parentis, substitute or special parental authority. Sino po ba yung kino-consider natin bilang guardian ad litem? Again, ang guardian ad litem po ay ito yung mga tao na ina-appoint ng court para pangalagaan yung mga ari-arian ng isang ward in case na walang iba na pwedeng mag-alaga sa kanila. So ang tawag po natin dyan sa kanila ay guardian ad litem. Next, pasok tayo sa mga parenting styles. Peter's father always inflicts corporal punishment against Peter when he fails to follow an instruction or does not obey his wishes. So pag hindi daw sinusunod ni Peter ang kanyang ama, automatic pinapalo siya. He is not allowed to go with his friends, and even if it is related to any school activity, but his father expects him to perform well in school. What type of parenting style does Peter's father manifest? So ano daw yung klase ng mga magulang? Yung mga masyadong mahigpit sa kanilang mga magulang, is it authoritative, indulgent, neglectful, or authoritarian? The answer is authoritarian. Diba? Ito yung mga magulang na masyadong magdisiplina, masyadong parang dragon, 'di ba? Na hindi nila pinapayagan yung mga anak nila na gumala or makipag-friends, or sila yung mga masyado ang demand, expectation sa kanilang mga anak pero walang support. Okay, always mahigpit, very strict. Ang tawag po natin diyan is authoritarian. Pag authoritative, there is a balance. Okay? So pag authoritative, they are warm but firm. Okay? So, naintindihan nila yung tama at mali. Alam nila yung consequences ng actions nila. Nagbibigay sila ng advice sa kanilang mga anak. They set standards for the child's conduct but form expectations consistent with the child's developing needs and capabilities. So, pag sinabi naman nating neglectful, okay? So, the neglectful or indifferent, ito yung mga magulang na walang pakialam. Pag sinabi naman nating indulgent or permissive, ito naman yung mga magulang na masyadong ginagawang barkada yung mga anak nila. They behave in responsive, accepting, benign, or kind, or more passive. Kaya nga 'di ba, indulgent or permissive. Okay lang ng okay. Kung ano yung hinihingi ng bata, binibigay agad nila. So ang tawag natin dyan is indulgent. Yung authoritative, there is a balance. There is an equal. Okay, pag authoritarian, sila yung mga strict, firm. Okay? Pag sinabi naman nating neglectful, sila yung mga indifferent, sila yung mga unresponsive, walang pakialam sa mga anak. Indulgent, sila yung permissive, always more passive, accepting, very kind, very benign towards their children. So Peter's father always inflicts corporal punishment. Palagi daw pinapalo si Peter. So what type of parenting style is that? The answer is authoritarian. Next, Joanne is a single mother who treats her daughter as a barkada. She gives her child freedom, which sometimes is considered too much. Diba? So masyado daw na maluwang yung pag-guide sa kanyang anak. Whenever a child commits any wrongful act, there is no punishment imposed for. She fears that her child will be rebellious. What type of parenting style is applied in this case? So, masyado daw treat ni Joanne na barkada yung kanyang anak. So, anong type of parenting style daw ito? Anong sabi natin kanina? They are considered as indulgent or ang isang term is permissive. Indulgent. Pag neglectful, pinapabayaan, authoritarian, masyadong mahigpit, very strict, authoritative, there is a balance. Now, it refers to the aggregate group of persons or those responsible persons from various sectors of the community or those working in commercial, industrial, and agricultural establishment or enterprises, whether belonging to labor or management. So ito, take note of this, tinanong sa board exam. Ang sagot po natin dito is the samahan. Okay? So saan po ito mahanap? This has been defined already under Presidential Decree 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code. Okay? So the samahan daw, they are established to prevent exploitation of children in any employment or calling. Kasi nga, sila yung mga grupo daw na tinitingnan yung kapakanan ng mga kabataan. Okay, so they also help out of school youth to learn at the same time to help them look for opportunities. So that is the job of the samahan. So sila po yung grupo ng mga tao na naghahanap ng trabaho, opportunities wherein it should free these children from exploitation. Next, under Republic Act 9344, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council is created and attached and placed under its administrative supervision. The SWT, DOH, DILG, Department of Justice. So again, the original law is Republic Act 9344. So under RA 9344, the JJWC is placed under the Department of Justice. Okay? However, nung pinalitan ang RA 9344 ng 10630, ang jurisdiction ng JJWC nilipat, instead na originally nasa DOJ siya, nilipat na po sa 10630. Ang may hawak na sa JJWC is the DSWD. But for purposes of comparison, under Republic Act 9344, ang may hawak is the Department of Justice. Now, Republic Act 9344, otherwise known as the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of the Philippines, was approved en blanc by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So ito, take note na lang po, the answer is letter B, April 28, 2006. Okay? April 28, 2006, it was approved on. Next, the term child at risk refers to a child who is vulnerable to and at risk of committing criminal offenses because of some personal, family, and social circumstances. All except one is considered as a child at risk. Tinanong po ito last 2019 na board exam. Diba? Ang child at risk daw, sino po ba sila? Diba? So you need to memorize those 9. Siyam lang po yan. Under Republic Act 9344, ang isa daw na child at risk, number 1, they refers to those children who are abused either through sexual, physical, psychological, mental, economic means. Iba naman, they are being exploited, they are being abandoned, neglected, they are coming from dysfunctional or broken families, they are out of school youth, being a street child, being member of a gang, living in a community with high level of criminality, or living in situations of armed conflict. So ngayon, sa siyam na yun na minention ko, all except one, isa daw dito ay hindi considered na child at risk. Ang tamang sagot ay letter D, fraternity member. Kasi hindi naman po lahat ng fraternity masama. Ang pinagbabawal ng RA 9344 at kinoconsider nila ang bata bilang child at risk ay yung mga member ng gang. Diba? Yung may mga grupo-grupo talaga na gumagawa ng masasama. Pero ang pagiging miyembro po ng isang fraternity ay hindi naman po isang konsiderasyon na masamahang tao. Diba? Kasi maraming fraternity ang gumagawa ng kabutihan. Ngayon, ang isang street child, ang isang bata na galing sa isang broken family, at isang bata na hindi nagpa-aaral ay considered as a child at risk. Again, the correct answer is fraternity. Okay? So, being a fraternity member does not make a child as a child at risk. So, paki-memorize po yung classification ng child at risk. Baka po maulit sa board exam, palitan ng choices. Okay? So, at least meron na kayong isang point. Now, when the law speaks of the term court in connection with domestic cases, pag sinabi po nating domestic cases, ito po yung mga kaso which involve sa mga bahay. Okay? Mga violation between husband and wife over their children. General rules sa family court po natin, ifa-file yung kaso. However, pag wala pong family court, saan daw po natin ifa-file yung kaso? Alam na po natin yan, automatic sa RTC or the Regional Trial Court. So again po ha, pag walang family court, if it involves domestic cases, automatic sa Regional Trial Court po tayo magpa-file ng kaso. Now, this one refers to an alternative child-appropriate process of determining the responsibility and treatment of a child in conflict with the law on the basis of his or her social, cultural, economic, psychological, or educational background without resorting to formal court proceedings. The answer is diversion. Okay? So take note, pag nabasa niyo po doon yung word na, yung phrase na without resorting to formal court proceedings, automatic po diversion. Bakit po diversion? Naalala nyo, pag ang isang bata gumawa ng crime, yung una yung kailangang itingnan is yung edad. If yung bata is 15 years of age or below, the program is intervention. Pag yung isang bata is above 15 but below 18, pero he acted without discernment, without, hindi niya naintindihan ng tama at mali, the appropriate program is intervention. Pero pag ang isang bata is naintindihan niya yung tama at mali, the proper program is diversion. Dinadivert natin siya mula sa paggawa ng mali to something which is productive, such as giving him or her an treatment based on his economic, psychological, educational background. Okay? So again, pag with discernment, diversion. Pag without resorting to formal court proceedings, automatic diversion. Next, it is an act providing for the elimination of worst forms of child labor and affording stronger protection for the working child. So, ano po ba yung tamang sagot dito? Is it Republic Act 7610? Is it Republic Act 9231? Is it Republic Act 9262? Or is it Republic Act 8369? Diba, pag sinabi po natin Republic Act 9262, it refers to VAUSI, the Anti-Violence Against Women Under Children Act. Pag sinabi po natin Republic Act 7610, Special Protection Against Child Abuse and Exploitation and Discrimination Act. Originally, yung batas po in accordance with child labor is nasa Republic Act 7610. Pero pinagtibay, pinalakas yung batas in connection with child labor, kaya nag-establish po tayo ng Republic Act 9231. Again, the law eliminating worst forms of child labor is otherwise known as Republic Act 9231. As a general rule, only those at least blank years of age may be employed to engage in work as provided by law. Anong edad po pwede magtrabaho yung isang minor? The answer is at least 15. So basically, dapat daw at least 15 years of age yung mga bata na magtatrabaho. Pero hindi po ito yung mga forms of economic abuse. Okay? So sila po yung mga trabaho with parental guidance. For example po yung mga nasa industriya ng pag-aartista. Okay? However, pwede po na less than pwede po mas mababa ng 15. Pero meron po tayong sinusunod na number of hours para po magtrabaho yung mga ganong klase ng mga bata na nasa industriya ng pag-aartista. So, a child below 15, ito, diba? So, a child below 15 years of age may be allowed to work for not more than how many hours a week, provided that the work shall not be more than 4 hours at any given day. So, pwede lang po magtrabaho ang isang bata sa loob po ng 5 araw sa isang week. So, 4 times 5, diba? Kasi nga, below 15, so dapat pwede lang siya magtrabaho sa loob ng 20 hours a week. Kasi nga, pwede lang magtrabaho ang isang bata sa loob ng 5 araw. Okay? Pero dapat sa 5 araw na yan, dapat 4 na oras lang. So 4 times 5 is 20 hours, okay, a week. For 4 hours a day. Ito. So, same pa ring principle ang mag-a-apply. A child 15 years of age but below 18 shall not be allowed to work for more than ilang oras daw. Diba? 8 hours a day times 5, automatic. Ang sagot po natin is 40 hours a week. So, pag below 15, 4 hours a day lang times 5, 20. Pag a child 15 of age but below 18, 15, 16, 17 times 5, automatic. Okay, 8 times 5, ang sagot po is 40. Okay, 8 times 5, that is 40. So, tingnan po natin yung age. Pag below 15, 4 hours a day, 5 times a week. Pag above 15 years of age, but until below 18, automatic 8 times 5. Okay? 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that is 40 hours. Now, the wages, salaries, and earnings and other income of the working child shall belong to him in or her in ownership and shall be set aside for his or her support. So, education or skills acquisition, and secondarily to the collective needs of the family, provided that not more than blank percent of the child incomes may be used for collective needs of the family. So, pero meron daw bata nagtatrabaho bilang artista. Umi-income po siya, malaki yung income niya. Ilang percent lang yung pwedeng gamitin para sa kanyang pamilya for the collective needs. For example, pang grocery. The answer is 20. Okay, 20%. Hindi po pwedeng lumagpas. Dahil ano po yung primary natin? Kailangan po for her support, education, or skills acquisition. And secondary lang po ang para sa pamilya. So, ibig sabihin, so kung ang income niya po is 100,000, 80% should proceed for his education, skills acquisition, and then the last remaining 20%, ito lang po yung pwede nating i-allot, okay, para sa kanyang pamilya. Next, if umi-income daw ng at least 200,000 pesos, okay, the parent or legal guardian of a working child below 18 years of age shall set up a trust fund for at least how many percent of the earnings of the child whose wages and salaries are at least 200,000 pesos. So kung nagtatrabaho daw yung isang bata, tapos at least 200,000 yung income niya, magkano daw dapat yung dadalhin natin sa kanyang trust fund? Okay, kailan yung magkano yung ikikip? The answer is 30%. Okay? Letter A. So I expect alam natin po lahat to. It refers to a 24-hour child care institution established, funded, and managed by the local government units and licensed or accredited NGOs providing short-term residential care for children in conflict with the law who are above 15 but below 18 of age, who are awaiting court disposition of their cases or transfer to other agencies or jurisdiction. So basically, ito po ay provided ng Republic Act 10630. Ang definition po na ito, it belongs to the definition of what we call the bahay pag-asa. Now, a multidisciplinary team shall work on the individualized intervention plan with the child and the child's family in the bahay pag-asa. So, all except one, lahat daw dito except one shall compose the team that will take care of what we call the bahay pag-asa. Is it the school supervisor, the psychologist, member of the BCPC? When we say BCPC, it remembers for the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children, medical doctor. So under Republic Act 10630, sino po ba ang dapat nasa isang team which handles the bahay pag-asa? The answer is social worker. Meron po bang social worker dyan? Wala. Pangalawa, may psychologist. Check. Mental health professional or a medical doctor. Check. Okay, an education or guidance counselor. Meron ba? Wala. Ang nakalagay dyan is school supervisor. Okay? Next is member of the BCPC. So the wrong answer or the correct answer, kasi nga ang nakalagay dito is all except one. Ano po ba yung wala? Okay? Sa definition ng team para sa bahay pag-asa, the answer is the school supervisor. Diba? Kasi nga, ang team daw na dapat nasa bahay pag-asa first, social worker, psychologist, diba? Mental health professional, okay, medical doctor, education or guidance counselor, and then the member of the BCPC. next, the term BCPC stands for letter D, Barangay Council for the Protection of Children. Okay? So next, a child 15 years of age or under at the time of the commission of the offense shall be exempt from criminal liability. However, the child shall be subjected to a blank program. So tingnan po natin, ano yung titingnan? Yung edad. Diba? A child 15 years of age or under. So alam na natin dahil yung edad is 15 years of age or under, automatic ang sagot is intervention. Okay? So kasi nga, pag above 15 but below 18, with, tandaan po natin dapat may with. Ibig sabihin, naintindihan niya ang tama at mali with discernment, tamang sagot, diversion. Pero dito, dahil edad lang, automatic intervention. The exemption from criminal liability under Republic Act 9344 as amended by Republic Act 10630 include exemption from civil liability. Diba? Alam naman natin na ang consequence ng isang tao pag gumawa ng crime is makukulong siya. However, pag bata daw, exempted sila sa criminal liability. Hindi sila automatic ikukulong. Okay? Pero, tanong, kasama din po ba sa R 18630 na exempted sila sa civil liability? The answer is no. The law provides. Kasi sabi, ang bata exempted lang sa criminal liability pero hindi sila exempted from the civil liability. Sir, tanong, wala naman pong kakayahan magbayad ang isang bata. Sino po yung magbabayad? Yung magbabayad po is sino po yung mababayad? Yung parents. May nagtanong po, 15 below sir, automatic intervention? Opo. Okay? Pag ang isang bata po gumawa ng crime, dalawa lang yung titingnan nyo. Unang tingnan automatic is age. Pag above, pag 15 below, automatic intervention. Ibig sabihin, mag-undergo siya ng intervention program pero ibabalik siya sa family. Pag yung bata is above 15 but below 18, ano yung next na titingnan? If he acted with or without discernment. Naintindihan po ba yung tama at mali? Pag hindi niya intindihan ang tama at mali, yung proper na program is intervention. Pag naintindihan niya yung tama at mali, diversion. Ulitin ko po ha. Pag above 15, below 18, without discernment, sagot, intervention. Pag above 15 but below 18, with discernment, automatic, sagot, diversion. Yun lang po ang kailangan nyong tingnan. If he acted with or without, tapos yung unahin nyo palagi is yung edad. Okay? So yun lang po. Again, going back with the question, exempted lang po ang mga bata sa criminal liability pero magbabayad po sila ng civil liability. Pag, syempre ang bata, walang pera. Ano yung gagawin? Magbabayad po sila through their parents. Next. To, sinagutan na natin to kanina. Under Republic Act 10630, amending certain provisions of RA 9344, the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council or the JJWC is hereby created and attached to the blank. Alam na natin ang sagot. DSWD. Kasi bagong batas na. So correct. So DSWD po. Kasi nga 10630. Pag 9344, matik. Diba? JJWC under ng Department of Justice. Pag 10630, matik. Diba? DSWD. So, under Republic Act 10630, there should be what we call RJJWC or the Regional Juvenile Justice and Welfare Committee. So, the RJJWCs will be under the administration and supervision of the JJWC. So, it shall be chaired and by the director of the regional office of the blank. So alam na natin dahil ang JJWC is under ng ano? DSWD. Therefore, ang RJJWC is under ng regional office ng Department of Social Welfare and Development. Okay? So, matik na po yan. Pag JJWC, automatic, merong RJJWC. R means regional. Dahil regional siya, still under pa rin siya ng DSWD. Okay. Next. So, a social welfare and development officer shall determine the appropriate program for the child who is 15 years of age or below and who has been released in consultation with the child and the person having custody over the child. Ngayon, question, if the parents or guardian or the nearest relatives cannot be located, or if they refuse to take custody, the child may be released to any of the following. Di ba sabi natin, pag 15 years of age below, 15, pababa, 15, 14, 13, 12, nakagawa ng crime, the appropriate program is intervention. Ngayon, walang mga magulang, walang guardian na gustong tumanggap sa bata. Kanino daw natin i-release yung bata? Diba? Duly registered NGO? Ay, take note po. Dapat may exempt. So lahat daw dito except one. Hindi natin pwede release yung bata sa kanila. So a duly registered NGO, a person appointed by court who is considered as a guardian ad litem, a barangay council or a member of the BCPC, or a local social welfare and development officer. The correct answer is letter B. Correct. Tama po. Diba? A person appointed by court who is then considered as a guardian ad litem. Again, a guardian ad litem is para lang sa ano? Wards. Ang wards is para sa ano? Properties. Legitimate. Subject for succession. Okay? Mga namamana. Pag hindi na po connected dyan, automatic ang bata, i-release lang natin sa ACD, NGO or religious organization, simbahan. Pangalawa, BCPC, and then yung tinatawag nating LSWDO or yung mga nasa DSWD. Next, if a child is 15 years old and has no parents or guardians, or if they refuse or fail to execute a written authorization for voluntary commitment, the petition for blank shall be immediately filed by the DSWD or the local social welfare and development office. Diba? Ano yung keyword natin dyan? Voluntary commitment. Ayaw daw nilang ilagay yung bata sa youth care facility. So ano yung gagawin natin? Ano yung gagawin ng DSWD dahil ayaw nyong gumawa ng isang document? Mag-file tayo ng petition for involuntary commitment. Lagyan lang natin ng prefix na in, which means not. Kasi ayaw nila voluntarily. So the law requires na para mapangalagaan ang bata based sa kanyang best interest of the child, ano yung gagawin? Mag-file ng petition for involuntary commitment. Next, ano daw yung minimum age na kailangan natin pwedeng ilagay sa bahay pag-asa or a youth care facility? Tamang sagot is 12. Okay, 12 years old. Next, IJISC stands for, ano daw po ba yung IJISC? Ang IJISC refers to a special facility, okay, which wherein pag serious crimes na yung ginagawa ng isang bata, nilalagay na natin sila sa IJISC. Ang tanong, ano po ba ang IJISC? It refers to, sagot, letter correct. Letter B, Intensive Juvenile Intervention and Support Center. Again, sino ang nilalagay sa IJISC? Mga bata na gumagawa ng serious crimes. Okay? Such as violation of the law on drugs, diba? Punishable ng more than 6 years, parricide, homicide. So automatic ilalagay natin sila sa IJISC. That is part ng bahay pag-asa. Now, so a child who is above 12 years of age up to 15 who commit serious crime shall be mandatorily placed in a special facility. The answer is yes. Tama. Kasi nga, ano yung ginawa niya? Anong crime? Serious crimes. Okay, automatic? Yes. Ilagay natin siya sa IJISC or sa special facility. Okay, the court where the petition for involuntary commitment has been filed shall decide on the petition. Diba? Dahil kailangan daw mabilisan, ilang oras lang. Kailangan daw makapag-decide ang korte sa isang kaso for involuntary commitment, that is 72 hours. Okay ha? So for example, nag-file ako, taga-LSWDO ako, ayaw isurrender sa akin yung bata para mag-undergo ng intervention program. Ano yung gagawin ko? Mag-file ako ng involuntary commitment. Saan ako mag-file? Sa court. Anong court? Family court. Pag walang family court, automatic RTC. Oh, ngayon, ilang oras daw lang pwede mag-decide within 72 hours. Okay? So that is the purpose of involuntary commitment petition. Petition for involuntary commitment. Next, a child who is above 12 years of age, up to 15 years of age, and who commits an offense for a second time. Diba? Repetition of offense. Ulit-ulit niyang ginagawa yung crime. Ano daw ang tawag sa kanya? Diba? It refers to a child who is deprived of his basic needs. Ano ang sagot? Ano ang sagot? Neglected child. Okay, that is provided under PD 603. Okay. Correct po. Neglected child. As used in Republic Act 10630, the term parents shall mean any of the following except, oh, alam nyo na, automatic ang sagot is letter D. Diba? Biological parents, automatic, parents yan. Adoptive parents, diba? They are, when we say adoption, ginagawa nating legitimate yung bata through a judicial proceeding. Individuals who have custody of the child, diba? Alam natin dyan, ang tawag natin dyan is loco parentis. So ang tamang sagot po is letter C because it is defined under Republic Act 10630. Next, during initial investigation, the taking of the statement of the child shall be conducted in the presence of the following: child's counsel, in the absence thereof, a lawyer from PAO, Public Attorney's Office, the child's parents, guardian, or nearest relative, as the case may be, and the local social welfare development officer or LSWDO. Pag wala ang parent, guardian, or nearest relative, so the conduct of the preliminary investigation diba? Kailan daw lang siya pwedeng gawin? Or shall be conducted in the presence of whom? Pag wala yung number 2, pag wala yung number 3, sino yung pwedeng pumalit sa kanila? Yun po yung tanong. Lahat yan except ba? Representative of a samahan, member of BCPC, representative of an NGO or religious group. Diba sabi natin during initial investigation daw, yung number 1, yung abogado, yung magulang, pangatlo, yung taga-LSWD, dapat present. Pero paano pag wala yung parents, wala yung LSWD-DO? Sino yung pwedeng pumalit sa number 2 and 3? Lahat yan except letter A, representative of a samahan. Kasi nga, ano ang purpose ng samahan? It is only for child labor. Okay, nagbibigay sila ng opportunities para sa mga bata. In exchange, pinoprotektahan nila yung bata para hindi ma-exploit. Okay, ang tamang sagot po is letter A. Next, if the child is above 15 years old but below 18 and who acted with discernment, pag may nagkamali pa dito, ewan ko na lang. Diba? Sabi pa nga natin, with discernment, automatic sagot ay okay, correct, diversion. Diba? Kaya nga very important to kasi pag tinanong lang, tandaan lang ninyo na kailangan yung tingnan yung edad at saka if nag-act ba siya with or without discernment. Ito, above 15, below 18, with discernment, automatic diversion. Now, the parents should be liable for damages unless they prove to the satisfaction of the court that they were exercising reasonable supervision over the child at the time the child committed the offense and exerted reasonable effort and utmost diligence to prevent or discourage the child from committing the offense. Tamang sagot is yes. The statement is wholly true. Diba? Magbabayad po ang mga magulang sa damages ng kanilang mga anak. Okay? So yes, the statement is wholly true. Kailangan po silang magbayad. So the parents are liable for the damages unless mapatunayan nila wala silang pagkukulang sa kanilang mga anak. Next, under Republic Act 10630, the prosecutor shall conduct a preliminary investigation. Sir, akala ko po ba hindi pwedeng kasuhan yung bata? Pwede po. Pwede pong kasuhan ng bata. Kaya nga 'di ba nag-undergo tayo ng PI, preliminary investigation. Pero mangyayari na lang ang preliminary investigation pag yung tatlo ay nakita natin, 'di ba? Ngayon, take note except ibig sabihin lahat po dito except isa ay ang mga grounds para mag-conduct ang prosecutor ng PI or preliminary investigation. Okay? Tamang sagot? Correct. Letter C. Very good. Tama po kasi 'di ba pansinin niyo, letter C lang ang intervention. Si A, si B, at saka si D, they all respectively requested for diversion when the child in conflict with the law does not qualify for diversion. Pangalawa, when the child or his parents does not agree to diversion. Pangatlo, when considering the assessment and recommendation of the social worker, the prosecutor determines that diversion is not appropriate for the child. Sir, ngayon, hindi na po pwede ang tinatawag nating diversion. Ano yung gagawin sa bata? Undergo na po siya ng tinatawag nating disposition measures or rehabilitation na talaga. Kasi nga, hindi na siya qualified for diversion. Ano yung diversion? Without resorting to formal court proceedings. Ngayon, ang preliminary investigation, kailangan magkaroon tayo next ng trial. Excuse me. Wait lang po. Okay, so balik po tayo. Again, wag po natin kalimutan na ang bata, pwede pa rin po kasuhan yan. Pag, again, yung A, B, at D, kaya hindi talaga siya pumasok doon, hindi siya nag-qualify for diversion, kasi nga possible, yung bata is incorrigible. Ayaw pumayag ng mga magulang na mag-undergo ng diversion. And pangatlo, based sa assessment, ayon sa pag-aaral ng social worker, hindi na possible ang diversion. So ang gagawin is mag-undergo ng preliminary investigation para magkaroon ng trial. Under Republic Act 10630, upon serving the subpoena and the affidavit of complaint, the prosecutor shall notify the following of such service as well as the personal information and place of detention. So, sino po ba yung kailangan natin i-notify in case na meron ng subpoena yung bata and then meron ng formal affidavit of complaint? Ang Public Attorney's Office. Okay? Kasi nga, this is already in connection with legal proceedings. Mag-undergo na po tayo ng korte. So, dapat meron siyang abogado para i-guide siya sa kanyang mga karapatan. Next. Upon determination of probable cause, the prosecutor, the information against the child shall be filed before the family court within how many days? Tamang sagot? 45 days. Letter C. Okay? So again, dapat daw ang korte makapag-decide na sa loob po ng 45 days upon the conduct of preliminary investigation para makapag-file na po na yung tinatawag nating information, kakasuhan na po yung bata within the court. Okay? Again, this is the prosecutor who files an information and the complaint is made by the complainant together with the or either by the peace officer. Again, para makapag-start po tayo ng PI, it should be within 45 days. Now, gumawa yung bata ng violation laban sa isang tinatawag nating local ordinance. Diba? Ano pa yung mga ordinance dyan? Curfew, anti-littering, anti-loitering. Ano po ba ang penalty na ibibigay natin sa bata? Kasi nga, nag-violate siya ng local ordinance. Under Republic Act 9344, anong penalty po ba? The answer is letter A, no penalty. Kasi nga, local ordinance lang naman. Okay? So, no penalty. Wala na. Bakit natin ipapunish yung bata? Alam naman natin that it's just, di ba? It should fit the crime. Basically, kasi nga ang gumawa is bata, minor lang naman ang offense. Ano yung gagawin? No penalty. Now, under Republic Act 10630, kailan siya naaprubahan? It was approved on October 3, 2013. Okay? So, Republic Act 10630 was approved on October 3, 2013. Now, to. So, kanina, yung without resorting to formal court proceedings, diversion. Ngayon, it refers to a series of activities designated to address issues that cause the child to commit an offense. It may take in a form of individualized treatment program. So pag nabasa nyo yan, individualized treatment program, yung sagot? Intervention. Okay, so basically, it refers to intervention po. Diba? Kasi nga, individualized treatment program. With the short period of time to review, to study, to memorize everything, tandaan nyo na lang po yung mga keywords ng mga bagay-bagay. Okay, pag without resorting to formal court proceedings, automatic diversion. Pag individualized treatment program, automatic intervention. Ngayon, It refers to as offenses which discriminate only against a child, para lang po sa mga bata, na pag ginawa ng adult, they does not suffer any penalty for committing similar acts. The correct answer is status offense. Okay? Okay, correct. So, automatic status offense. Ano po ba yung mga example ng status offense? Na pag ginawa ng bata, mali. Pag ginawa ng adult, okay lang. Hindi na kailangan ng punishment. Example is the use of profane language. Di ba yung pagsasalita ng masasama ng mga words, bad words, alam niyo na yan. Next is with the use of what we call truancy or absenteeism. Pag-absent ng bata, okay, so that is also considered as a status offense. Another example, diba? Drinking alcoholic beverages, okay, is considered as status offense. Next, the age of a child may be determined from the child's birth certificate. Okay, una daw na kailangang tignan is the documentary proof. So, baptismal certificate or any other pertinent documents. In the absence of these documents, so yung bata, hindi natin ma-identify if bata ba talaga siya, wala siyang documents. Ano yung titingnan natin? It should be based on the information from the child himself, testimonies, other of persons, his physical appearance, so, and other evidence. In case of doubt, ano ba talaga? Bata ka ba talaga or hindi? Ano yung gagawin natin bilang law enforcement authorities? Diba? Tama. It shall be resolved in his or her favor the presumption of minority. Okay? So, bigyan po natin siya ng presumption na bata talaga siya kasi sinabi naman niya na bata siya. Even in the absence of information coming from other people or documents, automatic po presumption of innocence. Pero tingnan naman po natin, 'di ba? Kailangan din ang physical appearance, 'di ba? Nakikita nyo na meron siyang bigote, ay hindi na po yan bata. Napaka liit ng chance na bata pa po yan, 'di ba? So again, physical appearance also matters. Next. So what type of proceedings daw? A person contesting the age of the child in conflict with the law prior to the filing of the information and any appropriate proceeding shall file a case in a what form? The answer is summary proceeding. Okay? Correct. Tama. Dapat summary proceeding only. Bakit? Mabilisan o hindi na kailangan mag-undergo ng trial. Bakit pa tayo dadaan ng trial? Ikay bata to eh. Hindi to pwede mag-stay within the prison. Kailangan mabilisan. So the answer is summary proceeding. So take note, again, pag contest natin, tinatanong natin kung iyong issue ng bata regarding sa kanyang age, yung gawin natin, mag-file tayo sa court, tapos magde-decide ang court within 24 hours, pero dapat summary proceeding lang, walang trial. Now, the blank shall be responsible for primary nurturing and rearing of children, which is critical in delinquency prevention. Sagot? Automatic, the family. Diba, pamilya? Kasi nga, the family is the foundation of our nation. It is the basic unit provided by law under the 1987 Constitution. So the correct answer is family. O, ilang percent daw ang iaalat ng bawat barangay, municipality, city para sa pagpapalakas ng ating LCPC? Diba? So, ilang percent daw? So, ang sabi, based sa IRA or Internal Revenue Allotment, ilang percent lang? 1%. Correct. 1% lang po. So, 1% shall be allotted for based sa IRA. Okay? Based sa IRA or Internal Revenue Allotment, 1% shall be allotted para sa LCPC or Local Councils for the Protection of Children. Okay? So, diversion proceedings. Okay, sa pag-determine daw if pasok yung bata sa diversion. Ilang araw daw po ba? It should be within 45 days. Correct. 45. Tama po. Diba? Isipin nyo lang, manok, 45. Diba? Diversion proceedings, dapat yung pag-determine natin if qualified ba siya, that is within 45 days. When a child is detained, the court shall order. So, this one, ano daw po dapat yung gawin ng court? So, the release of the minor and recognizance to his or her parents and other suitable parents of person. So, the release of the child in conflict with the law on bail, the transfer of the minor to a youth detention home or youth rehabilitation. Tamang sagot is... Okay, so dito, there is lacking. Dapat kasi may nakalagay dito na except. So, when a child is detained, the court shall order all except one. Lahat daw pwedeng ibigay ng court except one. The release of the minor on recognizance to his or her parents and other suitable person. The release of the CICL on bail. The transfer of the minor to a youth detention home or youth rehabilitation center. Or the transfer of the child in conflict with the law to his nearest relatives. Again, this is all except one. Dapat sagot is letter D. Hindi na kailangang dalhin sa nearest relatives kasi dapat ang bata dadalhin sa parents. Okay? Within the parents. Or pwede siyang magpiyansa or dalhin natin sa youth detention home, youth rehabilitation or center, or yung tinatawag nating bahay pag-asa. Again, dapat dito merong except po ha, except. Next. Dalawa yung answer dito. Dalawa yung given na situation. So once a child who is under 18 years of age at the time of the commission of the offense is found guilty of the offense charge, the court shall determine and ascertain any criminal liability which may have resulted from the offense committed. Pangalawa, however, instead of pronouncing the judgment of conviction, the court shall place the child in conflict with the law under suspended sentence without need of application. Ano po ba yung sagot? The first statement is correct, but the second statement is incorrect. The first statement is incorrect, but the second statement is correct. Both statements are correct, both statements are incorrect. So, ang tamang sagot po ay letter B. Okay, bakit po B? Kasi nga, the first statement is incorrect, mali po. Pero the second statement is correct. Instead of pronouncing the judgment of conviction, the court shall place the child in conflict with the law under suspended sentence. Automatic po. Pag i-found guilty yung bata, suspended sentence. Ano po yung mali sa number 1 na statement? Ito po. Criminal liability. Ang dapat nakalagay po dyan is civil liability. Di ba nga kasi, ang bata hindi nakukulong. So once the child who is under 18 years of age at the time of the commission of the offense is found guilty of the offense charge, the court shall determine and ascertain any civil liability. Hindi na kailangang tingnan ang criminal liability kasi nga automatic suspension of sentence. So the first statement is incorrect but the second statement is correct. Ulitin ko po ha. Pag ang bata, he was found guilty for the commission of a crime, ang kailangan pong tingnan ng court is only the civil liability, not the criminal liability for payment of damages. Kasi nga, ang criminal liability ng bata, automatic suspended. Upon the recommendation of the blank who has custody of the child, the court shall dismiss the case. So, whose sentence has been suspended against whom disposition measures have been issued and shall order the final discharge of the child if it finds that the objective that the disposition measures have been fulfilled. So sino daw ang magre-recommend sa court para i-dismiss na ang kaso kasi nga mabait yung bata. Ginawa niya lahat ng kailangan niyang gawin within the rehabilitation program or yung tinatawag nating disposition measures. So sino ang magre-recommend? Public attorney, okay, the law enforcement officer, prosecution, or the social worker? Correct. It should be the social worker. Okay, yung social worker po yung magre-recommend. Hindi po yung public attorney kasi nga sino yung nagbibigay ng disposition measures? It is the social worker. Now, if the court finds that the objective of the disposition measures imposed upon the child in conflict with the law have not been fulfilled, hindi daw natupad yung mga kailangan nating gawin during the disposition measures, ano yung gagawin? So, if the child in conflict with the law, the CICL, willfully failed, ayaw niya mag-comply sa disposition measures or rehabilitation program, ano yung gagawin natin? The child in conflict with the law shall be brought before the court for extension of diversion program, okay, execution of judgment, release on recognizance, release based on probation. Correct? Dapat po magkaroon ng tinatawag nating execution of judgment. Bakit? Ang term po na ginagamit is incorrigible. Wala nang chance magbago ang bata. Kaya ang gagawin, ang bata, upon reaching the age of 18, magkakaroon ng execution of judgment. Ulitin ko lang po ha. Ang bata, okay, pag nakita ng court na ayaw niya, matigas ang ulo niya, ayaw niyang magbago, wala nang chance magbago, incorrigible, I-N-C-O-R-R-I-G-I-B-L-E. Okay? Incorrigible na yung bata, ayaw niya nang magbago. Ano yung gagawin? Automatic execution of judgment. Next, if the said child in conflict with the law has reached 18, while under suspended sentence, 18 na siya, nakasuspend yung sentence, the court shall determine whether to discharge the child in conflict with the law or to order execution of sentence or to extend the suspended sentence until what maximum age? Hanggang anong edad pwede nating extend ang kanyang suspended sentence para mag-undergo siya ng disposition measures? Okay, that is until the age of 21. Okay? So dalawa lang po ang options ng court. First, okay, papabalikin yung bata sa court. Titingnan if gumagana ba yung disposition measures given by the social worker. Pag gumana, pwedeng mag-recommend ang social worker na i-dismiss na ang kaso. Okay na yan, judge. Goods na. Ngayon, pag sinabi ng judge na, ayaw na to, hindi na to pwede magbabago. Hindi na to magbabago, wala nang tatalab dito, incorrigible, execute sentence. Pero pag nakita ng judge na, wait, mabagal lang. So, ano yung gagawin? Extend natin until maximum age of 21. So, yun po yung options ng court. Execute sentence, extend the program, or dismiss the case, again, upon the recommendation ng social worker. Kasi bakit social worker? Ang social worker po ang may custody sa bata. Ngayon, the court may after it shall have been convicted and sentenced the child in conflict with the law and upon application at any time place the child on blank in lieu of sentence. Kapalit daw ng kanyang sentensya. Ano yung gagawin natin sa bata? Magda-diversion pa ba? Hindi na. Mag-intervention pa ba? Hindi na. Magre-rehabilitation pa ba? Hindi na. Ano yung gagawin? Mag-a-apply ang bata for probation. Diba? Na-extend na yung program until 21. Ngayon, okay? Ano yung gagawin? Mag-a-apply na yung bata ng probation, sa labas na siya ng kulungan, magsiserve ng kanyang sentence. Again, yun lang po ang sistema ng ating batas. Huwag po nating kalimutan yan. So, there is what we call probation. Next, if all records and proceedings involving children in conflict with the law until final disposition of the case shall be considered privileged and confidential. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi daw pwedeng ipalabas, hindi kailangang inform yung mga tao about ganyan. Okay? The public shall be included during the proceedings and the record shall not be disclosed directly or indirectly to anyone by any of the parties or the participants of the proceedings or for any purpose whatsoever except to determine if the CICL may have his or her sentence be suspended or he or she may be granted probation under probation law or to enforce civil liability. Anong sagot? The first statement is correct, but the second statement is incorrect. The first statement is incorrect, but the second statement is correct. Both statements are correct. Both statements are incorrect. Okay, dito. Ano yung sabi? All records are deemed privileged and confidential. So sa second statement sabi, the public shall be included. O sino ang tama? Ang tamang sagot is, the first statement is correct, but the second statement is incorrect. So mali po yung second statement kasi nga, the public shall not be included. Kasi nga, hindi sila pwedeng i-inform. Kasi nga, children are cases involving minors or children are considered privileged and confidential. Okay. No child shall receive in any rehabilitation or training facility without a valid order issued by the court after a hearing for such purpose. The answer is yes, the law provides. Kailangan munang merong court order na nagre-require na mag-undergo yung bata ng rehabilitation or training programs. Ngayon, so sino daw po ba ang maghahati-hati? So the expenses for the care and maintenance of the CICL under institutional care shall be borne by his parents. As a general rule, ang dapat magbabayad is yung mga magulang. However, in such case that his or her parents or persons liable to support him or her cannot pay all or part of said expenses, the municipality of said where the offense was committed shall pay blank of said expenses or part thereof. The province to which the municipality belongs shall pay and the remaining shall be by the national government. So ilan ang paghatian nila? 1/16, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Sagot is 1/3. Diba ilan lang yung na-mention dito? 3. The municipality, the province to which the municipality belongs, and the national government. 3/3. Ngayon, hati-hatiin natin. 1/3. So 1/3 na magbabayad sa expenses, yung municipality kung saan nangyari yung crime. Pangalawa, yung 1/3, yung magbabayad is the province, and then yung last na 1/3 is the national government. Okay? Next. Children in conflict with the law whose cases have been dismissed by the proper court because of good behavior. As per recommendation by the DSWD social worker or any accredited NGO youth rehabilitation shall be provided after care services. Ibig sabihin, okay? Ibig sabihin daw, after ng isang bata na ma-dismiss, nasa labas na siya, ilang buwan daw yung aftercare services. Ilang buwan pa siyang dapat tingnan, i-check ng ating gobyerno para tingnan na hindi na siya uulat sa paggawa ng crime. The answer is for a period of at least 6 months. Take note, aftercare services, 6 na buwan. Okay? So, again, diba, in-extend na yung program, umabot na ng 21 years old, nag-probation na. Ngayon, ang isang bata, kailangan pa rin magkaroon ng aftercare services for a period of 6 months. Next. Persons below 18 years of age shall be exempt from prosecution for the crime of vagrancy and mendicancy and sniffing of rugby, provided that said person shall undergo appropriate counseling and treatment program. Robbery, littering, loitering, prostitution. Again, sabi ng batas, they shall be exempt from prosecution. In other words, walang trial. The answer is, ang mendicancy po, ito po ay panlilimos. Okay? Meron po tayong batas which is known as the Anti-Mendicancy Law. Yung ibig sabihin, bawal daw po tayo magbigay ng pera sa mga nanlilimos. Diba yung mga nandiyan sa mga kalsada hihingi ng pera? Meron po tayong batas dyan. So dapat tayo, hindi po tayo nagbibigay ng pera kasi nga may batas laban sa pagbibigay ng pera. I think it was created by President Ferdinand Marcos, which is known as the Anti-Mendicancy. So, yung mga bata daw na pag-alagala, vagrancy, na nga street children, okay? And, ano pa yung isang crime? Sagot is prostitution. And, mendicancy, panglilimos, and the sniffing of rugby, hindi po, exempted po sila sa prosecution ng crime. Okay, naintindihan po ba? So persons below 18 years of age shall be exempted from the prosecution. Vagrancy, pag-alagala, okay, mendicancy, panlilimos, prostitution, yun na nga, in exchange for anything in kind or money. So for sexual pleasure, that is prostitution. So kayo, wag na po kayo may bibigay ng pera dyan sa mga nanlilimos kasi nga may batas laban dyan. Oh, under Republic Act 9344, otherwise known as the JJWA or Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006, was approved by President Duterte, President Ferdinand Marcos, President Gloria, President Joseph Estrada. Answer is President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Okay, sa GMA po. Okay, that's correct. Okay, Republic Act 7610, Special Protection Against Child Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. So, kailan po siya naaprubahan? The answer is letter A. So, that is June 17, 1992. Special Protection Against Child Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. Next, child abuse refers to the following. Okay? Habitual or not, paulit-ulit daw o hindi. Nagkamali ako, nakulangan ako ng except. So, dapat may except po to, sorry. So, except any act by deeds or words which debases, degrades, or demeans the intrinsic worth and dignity. Okay? Unreasonable deprivation. So, any act, deeds, words, debases, diba? Pag sinasalitaan nyo ng masama yung bata, that is considered as a psychological or emotional abuse. Hindi mo sila binibigyan ng pagkain. And pangatlo, failure to give immediate medical treatment. Diba? Nakikita mo na yung bata, nasaktan, diba? Binubugbog, wala ka pang ginawa. It is considered as child abuse. So, except nga, again dito po, dapat may word na except. Pasensya na po. Okay? So, except. So, ang tamang sagot po is letter C. Absence. Wala. Walang psychological, walang physical abuse, walang neglect, walang cruelty, walang sexual abuse. It is considered as absence of child abuse. Child prostitution refers to children which is limited to females only, who for money, profit, or any other consideration, or due to coercion or influence of any adult, syndicate, or group, indulge in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct, are deemed to be children exploited in prostitution and other sexual abuse. Yes, the law provides. No, the law provides. Yes, the law is silent. It depends. Ano ba yung problema dito? Diba? Kasi, sabi lang, limited to females. Hindi. Kasi nga, child prostitution, kasama po ang male. So, no, the law provide. Kasi ang sabi ng batas, kasama ang mga lalaki, okay, they are also prone to prostitution. So, tamang sagot is no, the law provides. Mali. Mali ang word na limited to female. Kasama po ang mga lalaki. Next. The following states that there is an attempt to commit child trafficking under Section 7 of Republic Act 7610 except when a person, agency, establishment, or child care institution recruits women or couples to bear children for the purpose of child trafficking. Next is when a doctor or hospital or employee, nurse, midwife, local civil registrar, or any other person simulates birth for the purpose of child trafficking. Letter C, when a person engaged in the act of finding children among low-income families, hospitals, clinics, nurseries, daycare centers, or other child care institutions who can be offered for the purpose of child trafficking. And letter D, kasi nga, except, diba? When a child travels with a person of legal age to a foreign country for a valid reason, therefore, and with clearance issued by the DSWD or written permit or justification from the child's parent or legal guardian. So, pinayagan yung bata mag-travel kasama pa yung mga magulang. Okay, so that is letter D. Wala po diyang attempt to commit child trafficking. Diba? Child trafficking refers to the trade, travel ng mga bata without legal authority that is considered as child trafficking. Oh, children as zones of peace. It shall be the responsibility of the state and all other sectors concerned to resolve armed conflicts in order to promote the goal of children as zones of peace. So, to attain this objective, the following policies should be observed except delivery of basic social services as education, primary health, and emergency relief services shall be kept unhampered. Wala daw dapat nakapipigil dyan. Children shall not be object of attack and shall be entitled to special respect. They shall be protected from any form of threat, assault. Okay, that's correct. Next, public infrastructure such as schools, hospitals, and rural health units shall not be utilized for military purposes pag nagkaroon ng mga gera-gera. So, hindi daw pwede na ginagamit ang hospital. So, ano yung bawal? Answer is letter A. Diba? Children may be recruited to members of the armed forces of the Philippines. So, of its civilian units or other armed groups, they'll be allowed to take part in the fighting or used as guides, couriers, or spies. So, bawal daw. Kasi nga, ang bata ay considered as zones of peace. Hindi sila kasama sa mga armed conflicts or mga gera-gera. So, that is required by law. So, Republic Act 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act, was approved on March 8, 2024. Okay, March 8 po. So the term violence against women and their children refers to any act or series of acts. Konti na lang, I think nasa number 92 na po. Number 91. Konting tiis na lang, children. The term violence against women and their children refers to any act or series of acts committed by a man against a woman who is his wife, former wife, or against a woman with whom the person had sexual or dating relationship. Pag sinabi po nating sexual, kahit one night stand, sexual na po yan. Pag sinabi nating dating relationship, kasama po dyan ang mga live-in partners. Now, ano po ba yung mali dito? Yung mali po dito is committed by a man. Violence against a woman and their children includes relationship between homosexuals or between a woman against a woman. Kasama po ang mga lesbians. Okay? So pag ang lesbian nanakit ng kanyang sexual partner or ng kanyang dating relationship, it is considered as violence against women and their children. Again ang violence against women, hindi na lang po limited between sa lalaki na nananakit ng kanyang partner. Kasama na po ang lesbian na nananakit sa kanyang partner. Under Republic Act 9262. Okay? Ito na yung sinasawag natin kanina that you live without the benefit of marriage. Live-in partner. Ano yung tawag natin? Friends with benefits. Sexual relations. Common law husband and wife. Tamang sagot. Under Republic Act 9262 or VAUSI. Dating relationship. Okay ha? Yung mga jowa-jowa na nag-live-in sa mga boarding house, ang tawag po natin dyan is dating relationship. Okay? Kahit po nasa labas lang kayo nagdi-date, dating relationship po yan. So, pag nagkaroon ng pag-abuso, ano po bang mga klase ng pag-abuso? Pananakit, economic abuse, hindi ka binibigyan ng allowance, or yung pera mo kinukuha, or sexual abuse, kasama din po dyan, or emotional abuse. Now, what is an order issued for the purpose of preventing acts of violence? The answer is protection order. Okay, PO, protection order. So, meron po tayong tatlong klase ng protection order. May BPO, may TPO, and PPO. BPO refers to Barangay Protection Order. Sa barangay mo fina-file. Sa barangay ka nagre-request for the protection order issued by the punong barangay ordering the perpetrator to desist from committing acts causing physical harm. So, threatening to cause or hurt child. Tamang sagot, ilang araw po? Ang pinagkaiba po ng dating relationship sa common law husband and wife, actually, the legal term is common law. Pero sa RA 9262, kaya po specifically nilagay ko sa RA 9262 kasi nga sa RA 9262, okay, very specific ang batas, tinawag nila yung dating relationship. Okay, pero kasi ang dating relationship hindi lang po live-in. Okay? Hindi lang po yung mga nagbabahay-bahayan. Kasama po dito ay nakalagay sa batas, they are also romantically involved. O, di ba? Hindi naman lahat ng romantically involved nagli-live-in po. So, ang ginamit ng batas is dating relationship. So, kasi kung common law husband and wife, okay, automatic po live-in partners. Di ba? Common law husband and wife. Pero sabi ng batas, kasama ang dating relationship, magjowa-jowa. Di ba? Yung mga 1 month pa lang, 2 months pa lang, 1 day pa lang na nag-I love you, that is considered as romantically involved. Ang tawag sa kanila pa rin is dating relationship. Hindi po basihan ang tagal ng inyong relasyon para makonsider po kayo na dating relationship. Next, ang BPO po, ilang araw? Tamang sagot is 15. Okay, ibig sabihin, pinagbabawalan ka ng inyong barangay na lumapit sa iyong asawa dahil sinasaktan mo yung asawa mo, tinatakot mo, nasisaktan mo sila kasama yung anak mo. So 15 days BPO. Ang TPO, Temporary Protection Order, sa court fina-file. Ilang araw ang Temporary Protection Order? Ang sagot po is 30. Tatlo lang po ang protection order ha. Barangay protection, pa-file mo sa barangay. Temporary, saan mo ipa-file? Sa court. Ilang araw? 30. Barangay, 15. Okay? Permanent protection order, habang buhay ka nang hindi pwedeng lumapit sa asawa mo. Saan ipa-file? Sa court. Okay, wag po nating kaligtaan yan. BPO, CPO, PPO. Pag barangay protection order, sa barangay ipa-file within 15 days. Okay? Pag TPO, 30 days sa court. Permanent, forever. Oh, that refers to the disunion of bed and board. Magkahiwalay daw yung higaan. Hindi po, kasi ang distiero is a penalty. So, question daw. So, same po ba ang distiero tsaka sa permanent? The answer po is no. Hindi po. Kasi ang distiero is a penalty while a protection order or permanent protection order is para lang wala pang case na final sa kaso, wala pang judgment. Okay? Binibigay lang yan ng court para hindi ka na makalapit, makapanakit sa iyong asawa. Okay? Mag-iba po yan kasi ang distiero is sentensya. Okay? That is already a penalty. Now refers to the disunion by bed and board. Ano ang sagot? Naghiwalay lang daw kayo ng higaan. Okay? Ayoko na sa'yo. Pull off. Is it divorce? Is it annulment? Answer is legal separation. Ano po ba sirang legal separation? Mag-asawa pa rin po kayo. Okay, sa legal separation, mag-isawa lang kayo, maghiwalay lang kayo ng higaan at tinitirhan. Okay, pero mag-asawa pa rin kayo. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pa pwedeng maghanap ng iba. Sa Pilipinas, wala po tayong divorce. Except mixed marriage. Ibig sabihin, yung isang partner is alien. Ibig sabihin, foreigner. Tsaka lang po pwede magkaroon ng divorce. Ang annulment po, kino-consider natin yung marriage as void. Ibig sabihin, walang visa yung kasal from the very beginning. Yan yung po yung pinagkaiba. Ang annulment, kino-consider natin na hindi naganap ang kasal. Hindi siya legally bound. Hindi siya considered na nangyari. While sa divorce, kino-consider na merong kasal, pero ayaw nyo na. So, naghiwalay na kayo. Again, pero may kasal. Valid yung kasal. Okay? Sa legal separation, kasal pa rin kayo, pero maghiwalay lang kayo ng higaan. Diba? O, ikaw dun ka sa sala, dito na ako sa kwarto. That is only considered as a legal separation. Okay? Separation of bed and board. Pero again, sa legal separation, mag-asawa pa rin kayo. Hindi ka pwede maghanap ng third party. Baka sabihin mo, dahil separation of bed and board, maghanap na ako ng iba. Hindi po pwede. Kasi sa separation of bed and board, separate lang ng higaan. Pero ang kasal po, andyan pa rin. Still exist. O refers to a mental condition. Yung pag-iisip ng tao is that of 2 years old. The answer is idiot. Diba? Ang pag-iisip mo daw is 2 years old below, idiot. So, the battered women syndrome daw, ano po ba yung wala? Emotional instability. Diba? Kasi tatlo lang ang phases ng battered women. Kaya nga ang nakalagay dyan is exempt. Kasi unang-una nagkakaroon ng tension building. Nag-aaway. Tapos nagkakaroon ng acute battering, pananakit. After ng pananakit, biglang magbabate. Tapos pabalik-balik na cycle na yan hanggang nagiging toxic na ang inyong relationship. Tapos yung women, possible, mapatay ka. Ang tawag po natin dyan is battered women syndrome. Tension building, nag-aaway, battering, nagkakasakitan, tranquil loving, balik kayo sa pagiging sweet. So that is considered as battered women syndrome. So sino po ba ang sumulat ng juvenile justice natin, RA 9344? Senator Francis Pangilinan. Okay? O, ito, sinagutan na natin to. Refers to the maximum involvement of the victim, the offender, and the community. Isa lang ang sagot dyan, restorative justice. Again, restorative justice. Now, Peter is a 17-year-old child who have the capacity to understand right and wrong. Ano ang sagot? In one occasion, he robbed the house of the neighbor and was able to kill an old lady. Based on the aforementioned facts, what program shall Peter undergo as provided by law? Diversion, intervention. Sagot is diversion. Kasi nga bakit? Naintindihan niya ang tama at mali. He has the capacity to understand right from wrong. Truancy refers to absenteeism. It shall be at least 20 days. Absenteeism, truancy, automatic, pala-absent yung bata within 20 days. O pag nag-inabsent daw yung bata, ilan araw lang before i-report sa parents? 10 days. Okay? 10 days yung bata, nag-absent, kahit hindi sunod-sunod, i-report na yan sa magulang. Pag umabot ng 20 days, considered na siya na truant. Diba? Truancy is a form of status offense. Oh, special contract of a union between a man and a woman. It is marriage, pag-aasawa po, wedlock. The other term for marriage is wedlock. Ang pag-aasawa po is known as wedlock. Okay, kasi nga sabi nila, a child born out of wedlock, isang bata na pinanganak na hindi kasal ang magulang, okay, illegitimate. Tapos na po. Okay? So, before po tayo mag-end, hindi naman po kailangan na sa battered women syndrome na at least 2 beses nangyari ang cycle. Ang cycle po is hindi po yan, wala pong basis ang batas kung ilang ulit kang sinaktan. Okay? As long as pabalik-balik po siya, recurring. Okay? Wala pong specific number. So, ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon muna ng away, tapos acute battering, tapos tranquil loving phase, paulit-ulit lang, ganun po. Now, before I end po, wag lang po natin kalimutan yung rule sa pag-determine if diversion or intervention kasi paulit-ulit po yung lumalabas sa board exam. So, automatic tingnan lang po natin yung edad ng bata. Pag 15 years of age pababa, automatic intervention. Pag pataas po, above 15 but below 18, 16, 17, automatic po diversion. Pag diversion, wag po nating kalimutan, meron po dong without resorting to formal court proceedings. Pag intervention, individualized treatment program. Yun po. Tapos, pwede pong ma-extend yung program until 21. Tapos, aftercare services, 6 na buwan. Tapos, yung mga types of parenting styles, tinatanong po talaga yan sa board exam. Paulit-ulit po yan. Yung authoritarian, authoritative. Okay? So, yun lang po. I hope meron po tayong familiar questions kasi papunta na po kayo sa inyong final coaching. Ibig sabihin po sa final coaching, familiarization na po. Ibig sabihin, lahat na dapat ng natutunan nyo from the beginning ng review ng mga drills until today ay na-absorb na po ng brain. Ibig sabihin, nakakasabay na kayo sa mga tanong. Yun po ang importansya ng final coaching. Wala nang absorption ng bagong tanong. Ang nangyayari na lang po dyan is nakakasabay na kayo sa lecturer kung ano po yung mga tinatanong. So, you have still 2 months to go. I hope and I pray na yung effort natin po ay marirewardan po yan. Sure po yan. Hindi po kayo papabayaan ng Diyos. Meron pa po ba kayong gustong i-clarify? Ayun po, maraming salamat. Sayang hindi lang to face-to-face kasi mas masaya sana. Pero hopefully naman sooner or later we will meet again. You will become professionals. Palagi ko po kayong ipagdadasal. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Carl, and thank you guys for joining us with our rationalization tonight. So tomorrow guys, ang irarasyon natin at ang drill natin, Al-Nasir Mindog will be with us tomorrow night and we will have a drill and ratio on research 1 and 2. So please participate and join the ratio still the same time, 7 p.m. And that's all for tonight. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, Sir Carl.
Thank you, Sir Mon. Maraming salamat po. God bless.